Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there were two kingdoms that were constantly fighting. In the land of Could, the citizens spent all their time daydreaming and talking about all the things they could do in a world filled with so many possibilities. Their neighbors in the land of Should often criticized the people of Could for being unrealistic and unproductive. Instead of focusing on the future, the citizens of Should were keenly aware of everything they needed to do in the present. Their constant daily obligations often left them little time to ever consider what they truly wanted in their lives. Instead, they ended each day exhausted and anxious about all the things they still should complete. Right off the coast was a beautiful island with pristine beaches and endless hours of sunlight. The people of Could often traveled here for escape. On the island, they were able to ignore all these negative feelings as they basked in the collective energy of their dreams and ambitions. It was fondly called the Someday Isle. Driven by restlessness and burnout, citizens of Should would also travel here to escape the pressures of their daily lives. Trading in their endless to-do lists for fruity drinks with colorful umbrellas, they talked about all the things that would happen someday when their lives were different. The Someday Isle was neutral ground for both kingdoms, but even with the constant buzz of ideas, big dreams, and future plans, an unspoken understanding existed among the travelers. They knew that when the vacation was over, they had to leave the island. When life feels heavy and hard, it's tempting to travel to the Someday Isle, telling ourselves that someday I'll have a better house, find the perfect partner, get a better job, lose 10 pounds, be enough. But how often do we put conditions on our present happiness by living in a future of unfulfilled expectations? Or maybe we choose not to start something because we're so afraid or feel unequipped. There has to be a better way. Just before college graduation, my UCLA mentor told me something that has stayed with me throughout the years. Leslie, you can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. As a driven activator, I often have more ideas than time. I've had to learn how to pace my passion, to lean into uncertainty, to take the first step, even when I don't feel ready. So today, I'm going to share how to leave the Someday Isle and equip you with 3 tools to help you start before you're ready. 1, build with what you have. 2, enhance your emotional endurance. And 3, lead with intention. A famous Chinese proverb asks, when is the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. Well, the second best time is right now. So many of us have big ideas, but we feel so discouraged or under-equipped that we haven't already started. So instead of planting our seed now, we spend our energy regretting that we didn't begin sooner or at all. Start by noticing a need in your family or community. Then make the conscious commitment to do something about it with what you have available now. Just taking that first step forward is progress. This is precisely what happened to me in the summer of 2017 when I was 8 months pregnant with our second baby. Now, in the triple-digit heat of the Sacramento summer, my husband Joel came home from work to find me with my feet elevated and a hyper-toddler running rogue around the house. "What do you need now?" he asked me kindly, scooping up our firstborn in his arms. Oh, with a desperately hopeful look in my eye, I simply replied, "A co-working space with childcare." Now, Joel was expecting me to say something like a glass of ice water or a foot massage, not a new business idea. But being from a family of dreamers and entrepreneurs, he responded with enthusiasm. "That is a great idea. We should create one." And that was a should I could get behind. So with less than a month before my due date, a new vision was simultaneously being birthed inside that would soon become the Maker's Place, a home away from home for remote working families who needed flexible and affordable childcare. We launched in January 2018 with the slogan, "We're here for you when working from home isn't working anymore." And we didn't know just how relevant this would become in the pandemic years that followed. To date, we have added on a licensed preschool program, partnered with local nonprofits, and served over 500 families in our greater Sacramento community. All because of an honest answer from a tired mom. You see, I knew I wasn't alone in my need. But instead of waiting for things to be different someday, we took that first step forward. We bootstrapped, applied for grants, and volunteered thousands of hours to make this dream a reality. Knowing that your work has meaning is motivating. Seeing the excited looks on our children's faces as we pull into school at the Maker's Place shows me that it's never too late to start, to dream, to build with what you have, but it requires you to develop something more to keep going. For the past decade, I've been speaking, coaching, and training on the science of emotional endurance. And this leads us to our second tool for saying goodbye to someday. Your emotional endurance is the dynamic inner capacity you develop to keep going and rise above your circumstances as you deal with life stresses and challenges. Individuals that embody emotional endurance have fortitude that's grounded in something greater than themselves. They resolve to do what it takes for remaining humble and flexible as they rise to the challenge and overcome. They learn from their mistakes and misfortunes rather than being absorbed by them. They use their strengths to activate their values and champion their purpose. If you're willing to take the next step to enhance your emotional endurance, I'll show you how to lead with intention. This is our third and final tool to start before you're ready. From a young age, we are taught to live life backwards. We're asked, what do you want to do when you grow up? Instead of focusing on the character traits we need to cultivate to be someone we're proud of. But what if we changed the question? What if we practiced inside-out leadership where our being shapes our doing, not the other way around? In order to be an effective leader, you must first know what you're grounded in and then put legs under it so it can go somewhere. When I started my coaching practice, I chose to name it Lead with Intention to honor the values that guide our actions. Working with leaders across all levels, I've noticed that the most influential individuals do things differently. Trading in efficiency and the currency of productivity for sufficiency, they know when to pause, reflect, and rest. Instead of solely continuing to operate off a to-do list, they've adopted a to-be list that embodies the legacy they create through their daily actions. I've created a simple to-be list exercise that will help you live out your values by reflecting on a few powerful questions. Who do you need to be to live more authentically now? What's been holding you back? What's one thing you can do in the next 24 hours that will make the biggest difference in your life? I invite you to use these questions as you create your own to-be list so you can lead with intention. So if you had told my 20-year-old self that I would one day be an entrepreneur with 2 businesses and married to someone I've known for over 30 years, she would either look at you in disbelief or give you the biggest high five. You can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. Together, we have the privilege of parenting 3 diverse children, one with special needs, who is my greatest teacher. Through our parenting and entrepreneurship, I too have had times I would love to vacation to the someday aisle, trading in my responsibilities, the endless piles of laundry and emails, even for a moment. But instead, I continue to return to these 3 tools, finding new meaning in each chapter of my life. to build with what you have and not let what you don't slow you down, to enhance your emotional endurance by remaining grounded in your values as you overcome, to lead with intention by allowing your being to shape your doing. Along the way, I've learned that there are certain seasons of life to embrace new ideas, while others are meant to create space for something greater. That in order to move forward, you have to say goodbye to someday. It all starts with having the courage and faith to step out and activate an idea without knowing the outcome. Refusing to be afraid of getting stuck, missing out, or not knowing enough. Start before you're ready and watch your beautiful life unfold around you.